Hello, people. Hello, people. Hello, people. How you doing today? This is Alex, one half of Social Couplepreneur, coming to you not on a Sunday, not on a Wednesday, but on a Tuesday. We're doing a Tuesday check-in. We haven't talked to you guys live in a long time, and it's just me right now. Just checking on to see how you guys are doing. Just what's your lives been what's your lives been like, you know what's work, family, what's going on with you guys. Just you know Nothing too much, but then we're gonna have a guest as well on this live, to talk about a topic that's very near and dear to his heart. um, Men's health and men's mental health. So we're gonna be talking about that as well. So um, just waiting on some more people to come on in here. All right, all right. Yeah. So what's going on, people? What's going on today? Today is Tuesday. It's the beginning of, well, not the beginning of the week, but it's the next day. Uh, just like I said, checking in, see how everybody's doing. It's been a while since we've been live, and just want to know what's going on with people out there. So if you're coming in, please like the live and get ready for a very good discussion. All right, we're gonna wait on some more people to come on in. Let's see. Who's in here? Who's in here? Come on in, come on in. Come on in, say hello, say hello, say hello. Who stepped in the building? Let's talk, let's talk, let's chat. Let me know who's out there. Let me know who's out there. Like I said, this is Alex, one half Social Couplepreneur, doing a Tuesday check-in live with you guys. Just to see how everybody's doing. We're gonna have a really good discussion this evening. I'm gonna bring on a guest. What's going on, Hilda DC? How you doing today? What's going on, Tawana Michelle? Hello, hello. TMV Nation, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on? All right. So what's been going on? Hey, if you don't see me in the chat, that's YouTube. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Well, I see you here, so that's all that matters. We appreciate you coming. Like I said, I was just checking in, see how everybody is doing, and yeah. So let me see. Who else? Who else is in here? Who else is in here? Let's see. I'm doing fine, Hilda DC. How you doing today? How you doing today? I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you coming in. Tawanda Michelle, welcome in as well. TMV Nation, welcome in as well. So yeah, I was just like I said, it's been a while since we've been live, and I wanted to come in and check in with you guys, see how everybody's doing. I'm drained. Why are you drained? The heat? You tired, you working? What's going on? Why are you drained? I shared you on. Okay, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So yeah, as you saw, we're gonna have a pretty good discussion I'm gonna bring on the individual who really actually caught my attention, and we had a conversation about it, working in homeschool. Okay, you are doing a lot. You are doing a lot. Hey, Vern's Junk Closet, how you doing? What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time. How you been? How you been? How you been, Vern? How you been? Okay. Let's see. Everybody, please come in, like the live. I appreciate you liking the live. If you come in the building, Deflections 1, 2, 3. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. All right. Let's see. Life of Sweet Angel Christina. Hello to you. Hello to you. Welcome in. Thank you for coming to the live. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So, let me see. Vern's Junk Closet. How you been, Vern? Your super chat sticker is not on. Or not on. It's not. Hold on. Let me see. Hilda invited us. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Hilda. I appreciate that. We appreciate that for sure. Let's see here. She said the sticker is not on. Okay. Oh, let's see. Let's see. I don't even know how to even do. I don't know how to do that. But I appreciate you wanting to do that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, hello there, Queen Shantir. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Thank you very much. We appreciate your family. Go. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Hello, Joyce P. O'Neill. Welcome to the live. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and okay. Thank you for everyone showing up. Appreciate you, Hilda DC, for inviting everyone. I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much. So, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and get this rolling. Go to super chat and switch the bottom on or to the right. Go to super chat. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna learn something today. So switch it on or to the right. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. No, it's not working. It is not working. Hmm. Hmm. Say, let's see here. Let me see, what did she say? Super chat and switch the button on or top to the right. Switch the button on or to the right. Not doing it. It's not doing it. Okay. It's not doing it. Does not come up like that. Okay. So that's not working. We're gonna go ahead and get into this. Go ahead and get into this. All right. So thank you for everyone coming in. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started. So let's see here. I'm going to invite. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Rome's Eating Conversations, for that. I appreciate that greatly. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. So let's see here. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my guest. My guest is TMV Nation, Tawanya and Vaughn. You know them, you love them. But we're gonna go ahead and introduce them. I'm gonna introduce one half of them. So I'll be introducing Vaughn on here, and then we can go ahead and get started.
Hey, Alex.
What's going on, Vaughn? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. We just got
Awesome.
we just survived Nicholas. So
Y-
Hurricane Nicholas just rolled through, and
yeah. My father was telling me about that because I have family in Louisiana, and in Texas, and Houston, and all that, all those other places, and he said it was rolling through.
yeah, yeah, it came through overnight, but I think the worst of it's gone
Okay,
for,
that's
for us at
awesome.
least. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, so like I introduced you a little bit. I gave him a free introduction. You can go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we can go ahead and get started.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we doing this as a double header. I guess I'm wearing two hats for this.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. So I am the V half of TMV Nation. That's our mukbang channel. My wife and I, Tawana and I. So we do mukbangs, we do food challenges, we do vlogs, we do food, cooking demonstrations and that type of thing.
All right. All right.
Um,
Everyone
and,
loves to see that stuff.
and one of the folks that we are subscribed to, who is right here in the chat, Rome's Eating and Conversations. She told us she's always promoting y'all, man. She's always talking about the things that you all do, the small business spotlight. And one of the things she pointed out is that most of the businesses you all get are women-led businesses. And
Right.
she's like, some of y'all men, you need to reach out and
That's
talk
true.
to Alice and get some of those men-led businesses out there.
That's true. I
So I just,
appreciate that. Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you very much, Felicia. Thank you very much, Felicia. Appreciate that.
yeah. So we've been talking for a few weeks now, I guess, you and I
Yeah, we have.
about this.
We have.
So in addition to being part of TMB Nation, I am a private practice psychotherapist. And so I wanted to talk to you about my business, Center Path Counseling. Wanted to share that with your audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, how long have you been in practice?
I've been in practice. I've been in the field, I'd say, for about 26, 27 years at this point.
Wow. Wow. You're well versed in that arena of what you do.
Yeah, man. Both as an administrator and as a therapist, I've worked in, um, private for-profit organizations, non-profit organizations, hospitals,
Hmm.
work K-12 schools. Right now, I teach at a university in their graduate program for social work. Um, I told you about this, worked on a military base, worked for the
Right,
VA for a
right,
while. So,
exactly.
done a lot of work in a lot of different settings. So, I guess one just cut to the chase way of putting it, I've always done is, I've worked in pretty much every setting a social worker could work in, both in social services and mental health, but mostly mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you like to share with the YouTube the YouTube universe here with talking about men's mental health?
Well, yeah, that has kind of become a specialty of mine, particularly black men.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I noticed over the years is, I mean, we all know this. Black folks tend to not be as willing to focus on mental health, not being as willing to admit that we have mental health issues. Black folks in general, but particularly men.
Mm-hmm.
Men in general of all races tend to have a harder time than women do with admitting, hey, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm going through some stuff and I need somebody to talk to. But black men in particular, that has become a specialty of mine, I'd say over the past 2 years or so.
Yeah.
Um, and one thing I've noticed is that with the pandemic, our brothers are coming out of the woodwork, man. People are struggling. People were struggling in 2020. 2020 was a
Mm-hmm.
year that was the year to beat all years, man.
Right.
So, in addition to the pandemic, we had all the social unrest and all the focus on George Floyd brought to the surface things that
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's
George Floyd wasn't the first. We all know that.
no.
Um,
He wasn't the first, and he won't be the last,
he won't be
unfortunately.
the last. Right, right. But for some reason, that particular killing of an unarmed black man by cops brought to the surface just people's angst, people's anger, people's
Mm-hmm.
frustration. And so, in
Mm-hmm.
addition to everything else that everybody was dealing with, a contentious election, there's so much going on in 2020. Um,
Yeah.
I noticed that folks, our brothers, started coming out of the woodworks and saying, "Man, I've been dealing with this for a while, but I need to go ahead and deal with this." Whether it's depression, whether it's some traumatic issue from childhood, whether it's marital issues. Um, yeah, it's
And why do you just curious, why do you believe that men have the issue of not wanting to admit that there's a mental health issue, especially in us African American males?
well, for men in general, we've been biologically wired. We're supposed to be the protectors. We're supposed to be the backbone of the family and all that. And so if anybody, if you, know, you okay with language on your channel, man, do I need to be careful with my language?
Yeah, yeah, you
Can I speak freely? Permission
you
to
fine.
speak
Yeah,
freely.
speak
Okay.
freely. Definitely.
Okay, yeah. So when the shit hits the fan, when shit's going down, we're supposed to be the ones protecting the family and holding it together and making sure everything's okay, you know? And so, part of that is I can't show any weakness, so to say. If
Right,
there's a weakness, and we look at mental health, some people look at mental illness as a weakness, then I can't protect my family if I'm weak.
right.
And then black folks,
That's true. That's true.
yeah. And with black men in particular, I mean, we've caught it ever since we were brought over here in chains. Um, just all the stuff that we were put through. And so,
Hmm.
again, that's just another layer of I can't show any weakness. Um,
Right.
yeah.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then you have the um, influence of the church. The church for the longest has been the place, it used to be the place where you could go for that healing, for somebody to talk to, that safe
Hmm.
space where no matter what's going on, your family can get some help, you in particular individually can get some help. But
Right.
one area of that where we kind of got bogged down was um, mental health issues could be seen as sort of your faith isn't strong enough, or
Okay.
you must not be leaning on the Lord enough. You must not be praying enough. This is where you're supposed to be getting your healing, not out there with professionals. For some reason, with medical,
Hmm.
physical issues, we don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to mental, the
Hmm.
influence of the church has not been helpful up until lately. Now, I'd say over the past 10 years or so,
Hmm.
there's been a lot more focus on the combination of spiritual and mental health and folks working together, and that with the church and with the clergy and that sort of thing.
Yeah, because it's interesting that you said it because I guess like you were saying, the whole protector, um, man of the house, all that kind of stuff. If you're seen as weak or anything like that, and there's a mental health issue that's making you seem like you're weak, then
Hmm.
that's a problem.
Yeah,
So, right.
yeah,
Yeah, you see
yeah.
a lot. You see a lot of that in our veterans,
Right, right.
where we've been, I mean, been deployed too many times to talk about. Stuff I've seen
Yeah.
that's almost made me numb
Hmm.
to a lot of just everyday life
Right, right,
that I still seek help with. So it's kind of just like, what do you do?
right.
Because I mean, I've known the fight of physical fighting and mental fighting because I had to shut everything down to keep my own life intact,
Right.
along with battling whatever else is going on. But
Hmm.
it's just so much, and then when you come back home, it's like a whole new thing, especially when you're out of the military and then it's you live in the civilian life and you're dealing with civilians and you don't know who's who, what's what, who's doing what, how they looking,
Right.
what's their intentions. So it's a lot going on in that respect, you know.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
still, kind of side eye people, just
Hmm.
because I don't know, you know.
Well, like you said, man, that's that training.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had that conversation so many times when I was working with active duty service members. It's like your training, and it's necessary for it to be that way. Your training teaches you to watch people, to watch hands, to put your back against the wall, you're especially in a combat arena.
Hmm.
You can't trust anybody other than that guy that's got the same uniform on as you.
Right.
And so, yeah, when you come, and our military has done an amazing job of teaching you to hone in on just what you need to do to complete the mission. What
Mm.
they've not done a good job with is, like you said, once you get back here and the threats are no longer there,
Right.
but everything you see still, some things still look like a threat.
Exactly.
Some things still look questionable. How do you turn it off? How do you turn
Right.
that switch off?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah, that's a big issue.
Hmm.
So like I said, even to the fact of where you turned it on, it's been turned on so much
Hmm.
to where it almost you seem like I said, numb to everything else,
Right.
or you're not compassionate, or you're not loving, or you're not all these different things that you may be, but because of the switch being set off,
Hmm.
you're just not in that space
Right.
to show vulnerability like that.
Yeah. Well, when you're subjected to so many experiences, and there are others outside of combat. We have folks who victims of all types of abuse, childhood sexual abuse,
Hmm.
physical abuse,
Hmm.
whatever. People who have been in situations where they couldn't trust their environment. They necessarily couldn't trust the other people who were there with them. And then when they're no longer in that situation, it's the same thing. It's like those some of those triggers are still there. Um,
Right.
and so, learning to um, first of all heal from whatever that trauma was, to heal from those battle wounds, but then to also learn to live in the world again. That can be a long and difficult process.
Mm. But well, is it doable?
It is doable. It takes a lot of work,
Hmm.
but it is doable, and it can be painful. That's what scares some people off sometimes. They'll start the process of coming to therapy and all that, but it's like sometimes dredging up those memories, bringing up those
Hmm.
images, actually
Hmm.
talking about that pain. It's like, no, I can't do this right now.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
yeah. But healing is and recovery are possible.
Okay. That's very reassuring.
Yeah,
That's very reassuring. Okay. Yes, I'm very proud listening from Selma, Alabama. All right.
yeah. I'm looking at some of these comments.
Yeah. So he's smart and handsome as well. Bravo. Okay. Thanks, mom, and love. Okay. Got your fan base in here already. Okay. Well, I'm really loving and appreciate this discussion. Much, yes, it is much needed. I agree with that.
That's my better half, y'all. That's the other half of T and V Nation.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
So this is Mama Joyce
that
P. O'Neill. That's Mama.
that's Mama. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's that's a lot. That's a lot to unpack,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, like I said, being being veteran myself, I mean, this is a lot. Like
Hmm.
it's when you see stuff that is like normal or the norm to you, and it's not normal to anybody else because it makes everybody else cringe. It's kind
Right.
of like, wow,
Yeah.
there's a difference between you and everybody else.
Hmm.
But again, we talking different situations, we talking different environments, different things like that, where you have. I mean, you. It's funny is you have like people who will like spaz out about a lot of stuff,
Hmm.
and then you have someone that's military that will be like, wow, you're really flinching about that, or you really upset about that, like that's bothering you for right now.
Right.
And it's almost like trivial, like where like I said, somebody like me would see something and be like, okay, that's not as bad as you make it out to be, because I look
Hmm.
at where I've been, where I've been, and what
Right.
I've done, and you're like flipping out over whatever. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but
Well, man, look at it as the sheep, the wolf, and the shepherd.
hmm
So when you're the shepherd, you spend your entire life fighting off the wolf to protect
right,
the sheep.
right,
And sometimes you actually look over at the sheep and they're trembling and they're bleating and making all kinds of noise and being scared of all kinds of stuff. You like, what y'all scared of? Like, I gotta fight these wolves every single day.
right,
That's you, man.
for sure.
And so it's like, when that's your life, it's a little bit hard to sometimes it can be hard to hear the other people's complaints and fears and what they get upset about, like you said.
Right, that's true. Hello, DP's Wonderful World. How you doing? Thank you for coming in. But yeah, I mean, but like you said, as far as like, it's not just military. It's just a lot of it is African American life in general.
Yeah.
Just over the overall everything that, from when you were born and raised, when living in a different situation or a different environment or a different city or a different, all of that, what I'm
Mm.
saying, and how you were raised, what you experienced outside of your home. It's a lot of stuff.
Right.
And
Right.
as you get, I guess, as you get older, it just starts to almost attach itself to you.
Hmm.
Like it's an attachment. Like, okay, well, here's pain, here's depression, here's anger, here's this, that, and the third. So it's kind of like, you know, is this really that was a very good, yeah, that was very good. I agree with that. So wow, I love that analogy about fighting off the wolf your entire life as a shepherd. Yeah,
Hmm.
that is a big, that's a big aha moment.
Yeah. But yeah, you talked about just being black in America can be stressful.
hmm
Stressful at the very least, traumatic
Right,
at the worst sometimes.
right.
And it's we have very few safe spaces where we can talk about that.
Yeah.
You're in your household, you can talk about it there, but you got to go out. Some folks got to go out every day to the corporate workplace, and that's
hmm
not a safe space. Sometimes that's where some of the trauma happens.
Right.
We don't often talk about that.
Yeah. And
Just
then you just have a lot of your racism and different things like
Mhm.
that. I mean, I even have like a situation where, when I was younger, because I was of a lighter complexion.
Mm.
But because I was also a military brat, I
Mm-hmm.
was like kind of like green to think about racism because I didn't know anything about it because I had been
Right.
on bases all my life,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of playing with kids and this and that and not
Right.
really paying attention to who's who and what's what and what the color are and all that other stuff. Actually, when I went to New Jersey, I was growing up in New Jersey and I had a situation where I went to a neighborhood called Maplewood,
Mm.
and it was, from what I could tell now, it was predominantly Caucasian people there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me and maybe like 5 or 6 other mixed children that were
Mm-hmm.
all different races, all hanging together.
Yeah.
And we went to go swimming. Like I'll never forget this. We went to go swimming, and where I walked in, got my towel, and went to swim, I look out of the pool, and it's like this: you can't come in here because
Mm.
the kids are like at the gate, and these these Caucasian men are like, you can't come in here.
Now you
This
were
is not
already in there.
this is not for you. This is not you. This is not. I'm like looking like, what's wrong? What's going on? So I get
Yeah.
out
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, what's going on? Why my friends can't come in here? And I start hearing stuff like this word, that word,
Mm.
these words I never even knew,
Yeah.
for each race that was sitting in front of me. Like they had
Mm.
all the names. So,
Wow.
I was like, but I'm this, you
Yeah.
know, I'm, what are you talking about? And they're like flipping out, like, what do you mean? Because again, my skin was lighter than
Mm-hmm.
it was like I passed by like it was nothing to them, and they looked at me
Right.
like, "What do you mean you're with them?" Yeah, I'm with them. So I ended
Right.
up throwing the towel at one of the guys, and we ran up out of there. But I was just like, I had to go ask my mom, like, what is all these words I was learning
Yeah.
because they were so derogatory and so just I never heard stuff like that before. But again, because me being so sheltered in
Mm-hmm.
a sense because I was a military brat until I really was raised in New Jersey, in Newark, I really didn't get
Mm.
what it is to really be having to protect myself, having to fight every day, all these different things. Like I didn't know what that was
Yeah.
until that point. There
So
was
so
like really like what these words, and I kept hearing them and kept I was like, wow, like this is real. This is really something that's going on here.
so
So
so that so that was the day I found out I was black.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I was raised. That was it. And like I said, that was in New Jersey. That wasn't like I wasn't down south in the
Mm-hmm.
in any kind of rural area. None of that. It was in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
and then now, like, fast forward now to just life for children now is like so. I mean, you got police detaining little black children, boys and girls, for just the littlest thing,
Right.
because it looked like a threat. I'm like, what are you doing? They're kids.
Mm.
Sometimes, teenagers that are like under the age of 18,
Mm-hmm.
and you detaining them and you questioning them and you scaring them and you this and that. And that kind of stuff is just like uncalled for.
And it starts in schools. Our boys and girls are called out more for their behavior. The
Mm-hmm.
punishment, the
Mm-hmm.
punishments against them tend to be more harsh and severe.
Right.
They're more likely to be suspended, more likely to be expelled, um, as opposed to being sent to treatment or exposed or as opposed to, let's bring your parents in and do a parent-child conference or something. Um,
Yeah. So unmasked lifestyle, she says, it's so unfortunate to hear all of these sorts of things about our world and from grown adults for that
mm,
matter. It's a shame. Yeah, it very much
yeah,
is. I agree with that. And your other half says, yes, racism is everywhere.
hmm Everywhere there's no escaping it.
Yeah, that's true.
And some folks talk about, I'm just going to leave the United States. It's global.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
the planet is ruled by white supremacy, so
Right.
there is no escaping it.
Yeah. And then like I actually had a conversation with some young men, and I was just like, most of the problem is, especially with the young society right now, is there's no there's no grandparents. There's
Mm,
no there's no like senior leadership in the sense of where your grandmother right now would be like 40 years old,
right,
and they're not trying to do anything with additional children or anything. They still trying to live their life, so
right.
you trying to, get wisdom or any kind of anything from them is like, no, no, we're not,
hmm
we're not big mama. We're not doing
Right,
that. And
right,
unfortunately it's just like that. There are none of that, none of those leaders in as far as grandmothers, grandfathers. A lot of that is not in the world right now.
right. Yeah, we've lost a lot of that in our community for various reasons, you know.
Yeah, very much so.
But yeah, we don't have that set of elders that that would bring their wisdom.
Exactly.
They bring their wisdom whether you wanted it or not.
I agree. I
You
agree.
know. Now
So
there's so much.
Rome,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So Rome's eating conversation said the kids are just as bad. Unfortunately, they're doing what they see. That's
hmm
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Your wife says, "Hubby, did you share that you mentor kids too?"
She's throwing me
Hey,
out
let's
there,
put
huh?
it, let's put it all out there. She said, "Hold on, let's put it all out there."
Yeah. So yeah, I'm also part of a. Thanks for that reminder, babe. I'm part of an organization here called 100 Black Men of Metropolitan Houston.
Okay.
We didn't mention that, so I'm in Houston. We're in
No.
Houston, but yeah, 100 Black Men has chapters all over the world, actually.
Mm,
But I'm part of the Houston chapter, and our biggest aim is youth mentorship.
mm,
So, about twice a month, we host these mentoring sessions for boys in grades 6 through 12. And, we do academic, and we might bring in people and we bring in people who look like them. So these are
right.
Black professionals coming in, Black engineers,
Okay.
architects, people in
Okay.
the healthcare field, but that's just one of the things we do. But we bring them in,
Right.
they talk about, what it takes to get into those fields. Um, some of the times we've been able to take them, for example, to an architecture firm and have them, play with the models and, do some of the things that architects get to do or engineers get to do.
Right.
We do university tours for them. One thing that we do every year, we partner with a local chapter here of the Links, and we
Okay.
focus on some country in Africa. And so we'll have folks who are
Mm.
from that country come in and talk about their food, talk about their culture, their
Oh,
history,
that's amazing. Okay. I
all
like
kinds of
that.
stuff. So it's a pretty varied program where we want to expose these boys to lots of different things. Um, so
Amazing.
yeah.
I like that. So
hmm
Unmatched Lifestyle says some of the grandparents here have lost their minds to cry out loud. Look at the top and you will understand what is going on. Our world is in a big problem, I tell you.
hmm
Yeah, yeah, that's true. There's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But that's great to see, or to know that you're a part of something like that. So yes, so your wife says yes, and the grandparents have their trauma too. That's why healing is so important.
Hmm.
That is true.
Yeah.
And then who we got another comment. We need leaders like you, so keep up the great job you are doing. There you go.
You know, w- one thing. Speaking of leaders, I mean, I think what you two are doing is awesome. These small business spotlights. Some of these businesses. I mean, when we start our businesses, we don't have all the marketing budget and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And everybody's not great at getting on social media and blowing up with all these followers and stuff and being able to get their
Hmm.
stuff out there. So it's great that you guys feature other businesses and let them you show their products and promote what they're doing and all that. Now, sometimes they're even if it's just one or two people that find out about these businesses, you've helped them. So I think what you two are doing is awesome.
Oh yeah, we that's that's a big thing that we collectively, had talked about as far as, just paying things forward,
Yeah.
as far as helping small businesses because, at the end of the day, we too have small businesses as well. So it's kind of like, to spotlight another small business is like in the community to get everybody to see and pay attention to, and just patron one of the businesses that we advertise to somebody.
Hmm. Right.
But yeah, this is yeah, this yeah, I mean, yeah. Let me see what your mother said. So your mom says we need people like both of you. This is a classic example of black supporting black. Love you guys. Thank you, Mama O'Neill. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate that comment. Um, but yeah, this is definitely something you're you're like. This is Oh, here's another comment. Okay, unmasked lifestyle. You are so right. Thank you for saying that. What we do as content creators depends on support big time. You can check out Unmasked Lifestyle to see we're big on healthy living. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ed Joyce P. O'Neill. You are truly the best mama in the house. Yeah, you're gonna go ahead and have some adopted sisters and brothers here shortly.
I see.
Sit through your mother.
Oh
That's good.
man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, this right here is like I said, this conversation is much needed.
Yeah.
Um, it's too many, like you said, it's too many people that kind of push brushes under the rug in a sense.
Hmm.
Because again, they don't want to they don't want to either admit something is wrong or go get go get the help that they need
Hmm.
because they do know something is wrong, but they don't want to admit it to themselves.
Right.
It's kind of like everybody else knows what's going on, but the person, basically.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, back to mental health real quick. Everybody out there knows somebody, whether it's you, whether it's your brother, your cousin,
Hmm.
your father. So everybody knows a man who's struggling with something.
That's true.
Um, so, I would just encourage you to encourage him to reach out for help. It's there's no weakness in reaching out for help.
Right.
If it was diabetes or cancer, it wouldn't be an issue reaching out to the doctor. But when it's something emotional, we hesitate with that. But there's no shame in reaching out for help for things like that also.
Yeah, because a lot of men, they, like we talked about, the when you're talking about the mental, it's kind of like, everybody wants to believe they got it all together, you
Hmm.
know, especially a man. a man, but
Right.
hey, I got it. I'm gonna take the blow, I'm gonna take the hit, whatever, and I'm gonna keep pushing. And I'm not gonna break down. I'm not gonna see me emotional, all that stuff.
Right.
But if you could just get through the layers of that individual to allow themselves to show that vulnerability.
Right. Right.
Is,
You know, another thing I want to throw out there, I think some people's experiences with therapy have turned them off from therapy also. I've heard the story so many times of, I mean, people experience racism or bias even in the therapy room,
mm,
where, I'll just say if that's been your experience, try a black therapist because,
right.
let's put it all on the line, okay? Psychology was a science that was created in Europe. And
Mm-hmm.
so many of the techniques that we were taught are Eurocentric techniques and Eurocentric approaches and all that. But one thing that a good black therapist will do
Mm-hmm.
is take that knowledge, take that expertise, and apply it to our culture. Though, one thing me and my guys
Okay.
always say is, we just chopping it up.
Right.
Now we ain't becoming buddies.
Right.
We're not going out for a drink after this session,
Right. Right.
but
Right.
but brothers, we just brothers talking. We're gonna get to the
Mm-hmm.
bottom of what's going on. I use
Mm-hmm.
my expertise and my knowledge to help you get to the bottom of what's going on. But it's not. It's. I'll just say I've heard a lot of people say that their experiences with white therapists were less than optimal.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've come in contact with fellow veterans that because a specific therapist might not really know what is really going on as
Hmm.
far as who they're in front of, and
Yeah.
they can't really like break it down and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
A lot of veterans feel slighted as
Yeah.
far as just the treatment was like whatever, like okay, I went in there, talked to you,
Hmm.
you told me XYZ, and I felt like I was just sitting there and you were just looking through me,
Right.
really not having a conversation with me. You were just talking to what was going on with me, but I
Hmm.
still didn't get anything out of it. So I
Yeah.
walked out of there just, you know, I just walked out of there just the same way I came in,
Right. Exactly.
with no change whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So Phyllis
Okay.
Brown, she said, I'm a social worker slash counselor, and I have found that it is a challenge when it comes to our black men seeking counseling.
Hmm.
That is true.
Yeah.
We just spoke about that, Phyllis Brown. Just
Right.
spoke about that. Yeah, that was just spoke about. That's for sure. But again, just to speak to what she was saying, that's again, the black male wants to and needs to have it together. If you don't have it together,
Mm.
you look weak. No man wants to look weak.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
Hmm.
You know, you could be man bucko 5, small as you want to be, but you don't want to look weak to nobody. You want to still have that, that manhood to
Hmm.
say, I'm a man. you know.
Right. I got this.
Exactly. Right. You
Even if I
want
don't.
to, yeah, exactly. Hey, I'll wing it. I'll figure it out.
Hmm.
I'll do something. But yeah, that's what a lot of it is. That's what a lot of it is. I mean, because you can't be seen as weak.
My wife and I were joking. We were talking about this the other night, man. We were talking about sports and
Mm,
about these kids, playing football and being hurt and not saying nothing.
right.
When we were we were, like why would they do that? But that's another thing we're taught though. Play hurt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That pride gets in the way. It's like I ain't let my team down. I can't.
Right.
Go over there and
Right.
walk it. Go over there and walk it off. That's kind of stuff we
Yeah.
were told. So it's like how you walk off a
Right.
sprained ankle or something. If you about to get out
Yeah.
there and make it worse.
And what's crazy is, as far as sports is concerned, the college athlete plays way harder than the NFL player getting
Right.
paid.
Exactly.
They'll bust their brain trying to win a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, run around with a broke ankle and try to score a winning goal.
Mm-hmm.
A winning touchdown or something,
Right.
because that's like you said, that's the pride in them, that they want to just win, and they
Mm-hmm.
want their whole team to be successful. You got NFL players look at you like, Psh, I, hey, I'll sit on the bench.
Right.
I ain't got to
I
do
gotta
all that.
I gotta protect this check.
Right. I ain't got to do all that. I'm gonna just be like, I'm gonna be sitting over here. I'm gonna rest my ankle. And I'm gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to play one game. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's more like I said. I think it's more of a psychological thing of just us as men.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, you know, we're indestructible in a sense, or you think you are,
Right.
and then you just, you play to whatever you believe in your mind, and then you just roll with that, and until something drastic and traumatic happens to you, and then you really feel like, or know that you're not as strong as you thought you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to follow up on something Phyllis Brown said there. She said she works with couples, and
Mm-hmm.
the men are usually the last to accept the fact that they need some outside support. I see that every day.
Mm.
It's always the wife that reaches out, um, and it's like the guy comes in like he got dragged in there.
Really?
And we ain't got no issues. On she, I don't know why she, what she tripping. I don't know what she think we got issues, whatever. But and then once they get to talking, it's like okay, yeah, it's my marriage ain't perfect. Maybe there's some stuff we need to be working on,
Right.
including
Right.
me,
Right.
not just her.
Right.
But it's that initial, like
So
you
you
said,
say
that
the
initial
initial
pride.
the initial introduction is the wife trying to
Yes,
seek something like that.
always, man.
Hmm.
I'd say 99% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So let me see. So unmasked lifestyle at Rome's eating conversations. I will definitely get back. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Anyone else there? So okay. So you being you say you see people every day like that, as far as kind of not wanting to, I guess, accept or entertain that they are going through stuff, and they'll be in your presence like, we're good. I'm all
Right.
right.
Hmm.
But you're really not.
You're
Once you
not.
start talking, it's like, wait a minute, that fell out your mouth. Hold on, that's not that's not a good sign. That's not good. You should be you should be going, you should be doing something about that right there, because that fell out your mouth and you didn't think that was gonna, you know.
Hmm.
So Phyllis Brown says, I think that most women go about it the wrong way in presenting this to their man.
Mm.
That's interesting.
Tell us about
And
that,
that's
Phil.
coming from a woman. So
Yeah.
okay. Hmm, that's different.
Mm.
Didn't think he'd see or hear that one. Okay. So she also says it is part of our culture as Black people to keep our business private.
Yeah.
Now there's some truth to that.
Yeah. Keep our business out the street.
Yeah, don't nobody want to know. Yeah, if it's in the house, it's in the house. It ain't out there. It's not out there on the street somewhere.
Hmm. That's
Hmm.
that's also what allows abuse to continue, though, man. There's so many topics we could get into, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
that whole keep it in the family. Don't be putting our business out there. Don't you go to school telling them folks what's happening up in here. And them people come knocking on this door. They may take me away, but I'm coming back. And what you think I'm gonna do to you when I come back? I mean, there's just so many
Wow.
messages that go out that
Right. Right. Right.
basically say you keep this stuff in the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is very look. We got a lot of people on here really watching this right here. It's a lot of people watching this, which is really cool because again, this is a conversation that's needed.
Hey, Lisa, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. Lisa, welcome, welcome, welcome. That's another family.
Hmm.
That's not some more family right there. But yeah, okay, hold on. So I like Phyllis. Okay, she said, I'm a woman, but I have learned that women and men think differently, and how to communicate with each other is the culprit.
Mm.
Wow, you dropping some jewels and nuggets there, Phyllis Brown.
She
Okay,
is. She is.
she is definitely in your profession. That's for sure.
Hmm.
She is definitely in your profession for sure. I'm like, okay, that's the culprit. All right, all right. Yeah, I mean, miscommunication between man and woman has definitely been a thing through the ages. That's for sure.
Hmm.
Thank you for the thumbs up, Miss Nita Boo, and life and stuff. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, this is a medical fact. Yes, I love helping couples. Okay.
Mm.
Oh, hold on, hold on. What mama? Okay, now this is what mama said. Mama said
Uh-oh.
Phyllis Brown needs to be on the panel. I mean, hey, I mean, if if you want, if you, hey, if you ready, if you ready, Miss Brown, I got no problem with patching you in.
Step up to the mic.
Come on, hold on. Let me go ahead and invite you in here. Go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and get a woman therapist. Okay. Well, hey, let's get it. There you
Not
go. Click
not
it,
washing that dirty linen in the public syndrome.
click it, and let's go. Oh, we about to do all three of us. As soon let me put on my okay, okay. Hello, uniquely lavish. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. All right. She said, let me put on my head. Okay. All right. She said, let me put on my head. Okay. All right. But yeah, this is this is needed everywhere, anywhere, and it's the right time and place, especially in the environment that we are in right now. What you do is appreciated. What your wife does is appreciated. What everyone who genuinely has a heart to look to help those that are dealing with stress and mental health and anxiety and depression and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's like hats off to you guys. For really wanting to you know put your best foot forward and actually sit down with people and really like break down what's going on with them and so they can see where they can start healing at. So I appreciate you, Vaughn.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Appreciate you and people like you. What's
The
going on,
Javier,
Javier Lifestyle?
the Javier lifestyle in the house.
Yeah. That's the little brother right there. Okay.
Okay, that's your little brother.
Yeah, that's not my that's my YouTube little brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good friends and family. Okay. Let's see. Waiting on Phyllis Brown to put her head on. That was hilarious. She was like, "Let me put my," she was like, "Let me put my head on before we do all that."
Oh man.
I mean, she was dropping jewels and nuggets from the sidelines. Let's go ahead and let's put you front and center.
Right.
Yeah, just got off work. How about yourself? Nice to see you live again. Nice to see you as well. Nice to see you as well. Congratulations on all your success, sir. Host have to be somewhere. It's been a great. Okay. Thank you, Unmasked Lifestyle. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming.
We're gonna check you out, Unmasked Lifestyle.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see you again. You said 26. You said 26 years, huh?
About that, yeah.
That's like a military retirement. Because 20 years already like you didn't put it in.
Right.
You put it in. So 26, you still running. So yeah. But then again, if you love what you love, and again you have a heart to help and heal people, then
Yeah,
that's
man.
that's your that's your thing. That's your passion. That's your drive to keep
That's my
going.
that's my calling, man.
Exactly.
And like I said, it took most of those 26, 27 years to get to the point where I realized this. But my real calling is black mental health and particularly black men.
Right.
So I'm just
Device is not
I'm glad
connected.
they.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's connect your device, Miss Brown.
you got your head on now. Let's get your device.
Here you go.
Yeah,
Here you go. Here you go. Here we
there
go.
she is.
Y'all
Here
see me
we
now?
go. Here
Yes,
All
she
ma'am.
right.
is.
You got your
There
head
she
on.
is.
Y'all got my head on.
You got your head
Y'all caught
on.
me right. Y'all caught me right after work, and my hair was a mess. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Y'all caught me right after work, and my
Oh,
hair was a
turn turn your volume down a little bit so you don't have so much feedback.
mess. I hear something in the background.
That's you.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, but what do I need to do?
Just turn the
Hear something in the background.
click the let's
Yeah,
see.
but what do I need to do?
Turn your volume down on wherever you're streaming from.
It is down.
Is it? Hmm.
Do you have a headset that you can
You
put
have a
on?
headset?
No,
Earbuds, headset.
don't have a headset.
Oh, there you go. There you go. See? It's gone.
I don't have a headset. No, don't have a headset. Well, I do have some headphones, but I don't know where they are. I just moved here. I
Oh,
can't
okay.
find them.
Sounds like the echo went away. You're good.
Yeah. So go ahead and enlighten us on your take in this conversation, Ms. Brown.
Oh, you know what it is? I'm sorry. Are you watching the live on a different tab?
Go ahead.
Because that happened to me when I first came in. If you still got the live open on a different tab,
Oh, maybe okay.
go to that tab and mute YouTube.
Is that better?
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay,
Loud and clear.
we're cooking now.
Yeah, we are cooking. So let's
We're cooking with
Yes.
grease.
yeah.
Yeah, we're cooking. You right, I had that other one open. Well, how are you guys doing today?
We're doing well. I'm doing well.
Yeah, I popped in. I saw that topic. You know, I had to just jump in here.
Hey, jump on in. Jump on in. The masses want you to go ahead and step up to the panel.
Well, it's so much. You know, we could be here all night. But the thing about it, what got me, as a woman, I had to learn this myself. That a lot of times we don't understand that men and women actually, we process different. We say things different. And the communication, we have to learn to communicate with each other. So it's something as the brain, you know, men function a lot with one side of the brain more than we do. And men are problem solvers by nature. And we have to get into the way they're made, the way they think. And I think most women, we don't understand that. We don't understand that. And for one example, men, we say more words in a day than a man would say, you know, I guess in 2-3 days. And by nature, most men don't communicate a lot. And we women expect them to think like we think. And when they don't, we actually get angry about it. So, and we're talking about therapy. You know, as Black people in the past, you know, that's something we did not share our business. So there's a negative connotation to men seeking out help. I don't think that men are against help, but I think the way it's presented to them, or the ladies get desperate. We need some therapy. And so it's a lot to present to a man that way. So I think it's the way it has to be presented. And I think the man has to be comfortable who he's going to share this with. And most men I found, they don't mind a woman, but there's a fear that the woman is going to just take the other woman's side and not going to be fair.
Yeah, they're going to get double teamed.
Right, with double team. So a lot of times I have found in the past that it's best to ask my husband, would you prefer a male or female? And so most of the time they would say a man. And, you know, but like I say, but I offer a lot of basic communication training for couples. I work with a lot of couples where I offer this. It's a 6-week, 8-week modular. And so it's like communication, because that's the big culprit. We don't know how to communicate. And we start clashing. When the communication is not the way it should be, every other area of the relationship is going to just go downhill. You have to be able to communicate. So we start off with something as simple as, I have no more than 8 couples in the group. We started with the first module because most of the couples are stuck. They've been married for years and now they find themselves, they're not even lovers anymore. They just roommates.
Right.
And the most miserable people I have found are those that, lack of a better word, are sitting in church every Sunday or everywhere they go, and they are miserable. They're just going with the flow. They're just working every day. They're just taking care of the kids, and they really don't like each other. And they actually live in the same house, but they're like roommates.
Right.
And they lost that thing that initially attracted them to each other. So we start with the first module is why marriage, why now, and why this person. And believe it or not, a lot of people that anticipate getting married, when they come to this session, they put their engagement off because they found they're not ready. Because it's simple. It's 8 modules talking about from why marriage, why now, why this person, from us to we. It's no more I, it's us. And people have a life. There's so much I could just talk about. The module talks about, we talk and deal about sex, So when the men finish this 8-week modular, they are so grateful. They send me letters. They thank me. They said they were hesitant at first, but they saw that I was fair, and we do role playing, and we listen to men, and we talk about everything, blended families, how to blend families successfully. It's just a great module that we use to help couples, because it's serious problems out here. It's some serious problems. People are miserable in their relationships. They really are.
Yeah, you mentioned that public persona they put on. Sometimes the biggest thing people say is, "Oh, we've been together for such and such number of years," and people praise them for, "Oh, wow, that's a blessing, and y'all must have something to offer." But they're not sharing, and they're not admitting that, yeah, you've been together 30 something years, but it's been 20 of them have been miserable. The last
That's
20
right.
have been miserable.
You're right. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about quality of marriage. You have I have a sister-in-law, brother-in-law, I'm sorry, he's passed on. They talked about him married about 25 years, 30 years. We've been married 25 years. But he was already seeing other women on the side and this and that, the other. When they got around other folks, they bragging about how many years. I could sit back and look. So
hello,
what is
Lisa
that?
D. Lights.
Right.
How you doing? Wow. Okay.
So I think you have to keep it. And then the way my approach is, I keep it 100. We talk, it's because you can go to some people, and a lot of times you go to therapy, and the person is sitting there, like you said earlier, it's just like they got nothing out of it. Because they're throwing a lot of these social worker phrases and scientific phrases and everything, and they leave there and they say, what? But when we come together to listen, we have an argument every time we get ready to go out of town. It's not about you going out of town. What's really the underlying cause here? What's really going on here? It's that the man, because a lot of times people pick fights to sabotage because they're uncomfortable. They won't pick that fight. So what happened the night before? Well, I was just trying to pack his bag. And he said, well, she was doing this. I'm not a child. So women don't mean harm, but you don't do for a man what he can do for himself. Men aren't looking for a mother. They're looking for a lover, a wife, a soulmate. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's just simple things. Just couples are so unhappy. It breaks my heart.
Phyllis, some of them are looking for a mother. We need to talk about that too.
Well, it depends. Okay, yeah, they are. You're right. Some of them looking for a mother, but the thing about it is, you heard the expression that a man will change, but he has to change for the right person. But if you see your man is looking for that, you can deter that.
Right.
Hello, Trey and Nene. What's going on, family? Yeah, wow. Okay. You are bringing like a light, a ray of light to this whole conversation. For real, Miss Brown. I was like, okay.
My thing is like, I tell, we do this little role playing where we talk about where when you come with someone, everybody's come with some kind of baggage.
Right.
We come with some kind of baggage. And a lot of people think that, for lack of a better word, once they come to God, all their issues is going to resolve. Just because you came to God does not mean your abuse. A lot of people have been to all type of emotional abuse, sexual abuse, abandonment. I've seen the gamut of worst of human behavior. And so when you hook up with somebody, we do a little illustration where I give each person a backpack, an empty backpack. And I said, when we're all born, the illustration of empty backpack. But something in our life may happen. And I have some pebbles, small pebbles and rocks there. I say, God forbid that you were sexually abused. That's a big, huge rock. We put that in the book bag. And then the woman say, well, maybe your mom and dad got divorced. Not such a big rock, but it's still a traumatic experience. So now everybody's backpacks are filled up. Okay. Then you meet this woman. You want to marry her. You want to marry him. And everybody's so happy. I just love this man. I love this woman. And then you get married. And all of a sudden, all these issues, unresolved childhood issues or previous marriage issues, start coming out in this relationship. These are unresolved issues. And so now you got to deal with your own demons, whatever those demons were, because anything that's impacted, bleeding over in your relationship have to be addressed.
Right.
It has to be addressed. And I don't have, that's no shame in my game. And I've overcome a lot of things. That's what made me want to become a social worker. I've healed from it. So years ago as a child, many years, another life, I was abused. But the good part about my abuse was this. I don't remember. I remember the person, but I don't remember everything about it. But because I had to go through that and deal with that, that's what made me want to help other people. But as a result of what I went through, I developed this thing where I was, for lack of a better word, you're a social worker, where they say I was frigid. That's why I feel like I can help couples, because there's no shame in my game, and I give examples sometimes of life experiences. But I say that and I share this because we all know that being intimate with your husband, your loved one, is very significant. That's a part of the relationship. It's not all of it, but it's a big part. And so what happened with me, because of that abuse, I had to deal with that. Now, that's not fair. It's not fair to my husband for me to be frigid. So I had to work through those issues, and so once I got better and understood what it's all about, everything improved. That's just one, but an extreme example of abuse that affects a relationship. So if you don't deal with this stuff, you got to deal with it. It's going to impact a relationship, and somebody's not going to be happy. And it's going to be that man for the most part. So it's going to be a husband. So you got to deal with this stuff. You have to deal with it.
Yeah, and that's why it's important. Oftentimes when couples come in, it's important to figure out, first of all, is this really an issue in the marriage? Is this issue in a relationship? Is this a couples issue that we need to deal with in couples therapy? Or
is an individual
is one of y'all's bags full of stuff that needs to be addressed? First? You talked about all the rocks you have them put in the bags.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's really what needs to be dealt with.
Right.
And that's not a problem. It's causing a problem for the relationship, but the problem ain't coming from the relationship.
Right. That's what I say. Your individual issue now bleeding over into your relationship. It's spilling over now. So now you have problems. It's not fast. You got to deal with it. And, we as Black people, it's just hard to get people to see they need help. It really is. Because of negative connotation attached to getting therapy, having somebody in my business. And the men would say, I don't want anybody in my business.
Right.
But I believe the more self-aware we become, the better off we can be as mates toward each other.
Sometimes the question that needs to be asked is, you keep people out of your business. And that's true. Everybody doesn't need to be in your business.
Right.
Somebody might need to be in your business.
Somebody.
So do you want to sit back comfortably with all this privacy and nobody knows what's going on, but you dying inside and your marriage is crumbling and your kids don't speak to you anymore? Just all kinds of other stuff.
Right.
You want to leave it like that? Or do you want to let somebody in your business who can actually help you deal with this?
That's it. Finding that somebody, though, I think is the key. Just finding that right person, that you can deal with. I mean, it's some deep stuff. Deep stuff that come out with couples,
Right.
And it's hard for men have been sexually abused too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so sometimes that comes out and in the therapy with the two people, then all of a sudden you say, well, maybe this should be addressed. Are you willing to address this? Because now she's complaining, but she's not even privy to the fact that he was sexual abused.
Right.
But she knows there's something going on. So this man has to deal with this. And sometimes those marriages they really don't make it. Because the man is not willing to address his sexual abuse,
Yeah, you've wow. You brought a lot of information, nuggets, all of that to this whole spin, because you're a woman. It's kind of like to hear you say all the things that you're saying just adds to what Vaughn was here saying and what we would, sitting here talking about. You just put like a whole nother spin on all of that. Relationships, past stuff going on in somebody's life, bringing stuff into marriages and relationships and stuff like that. So, that's pretty big.
Well, life is a challenge, but I think we can't get better if we wear blinders. I mean, we have to be willing to actually it takes work. It's not for cowards. It takes work to do the homework to make your marriage better, to make yourself better. It just takes work. So if you're not willing to do the work, then
right.
nothing's gonna happen.
So Trey and Nene said, as long as the help comes from a genuine place, I'm a firm believer in keeping people out of our business. Cause see, I mean, I get that too, but it's funny is like a lot of therapists that you see sometimes, you'll talk to them or you'll kind of just air out everything to them, and they'll be sitting at a notepad just doing this number. And they're not even eye contacting you at all. They're like listening to you while they're in the notepad. And I'm just like,
well, he can tell you, I think he can share with them. I think when they took the counseling part one-on-one or whatever, that's the first thing, I was taught. You don't sit there with a pad and just write. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can take notes, but it's just the way you have to do. You got to give people undivided attention and look at people in the face.
Exactly.
But I guess I do with couples, doing it with couples a lot of times. You kind of feel like you're in it with somebody else, and they all sign a confidentiality form, and they understand that everything said in here is confidential. You only share what you feel comfortable sharing. And so it's just like a camaraderie there. And so it just open. I just like it. It's more open and real. It's just real. And I think most of the time you're not going to air stuff we just got to talk about with a therapist you just met or 2 visits. That's going to take a while to get to that point. Right. You can share that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And like sometimes I had couples actually came to my house. I did an individual with them one-on-one, and this woman could not understand why her husband was so bent out of shape with her. What she did was he was the sole provider, and he had promised he would get her a car, and she couldn't wait. So what she did was she got her brother to go down to the bank to pretend she was the husband, and they rolled out of there with a new car.
Wow.
She said, well, you took too long. And she could not understand why this man was so hurt and so bent out of shape.
Mm-hmm. That's insanity. Like, wow.
Well, I mean, that's kind of stuff, he could tell you. I mean, the stuff you hear and see is just amazing. But I'm a firm believer that you still love each other and you're still willing to do the work. It can work. Therapy will work. Because most therapy will help you, but they really just facilitate. They just dare. And a lot of times people know the answer. Sometimes know what they need to do. They just really want somebody else to just reaffirm or help them out, but they know what they're going to do.
Okay. Well, yeah, Ms. Brown, I'm going to tell you, you have really, like I said, you put a whole nother spin on this. I really want to thank you as well as Vaughn to come on here and just share, the maybe questions, maybe, concerns that the audience has or had, with the explanations that you were given as well as Vaughn was giving, somebody might go out there and really go seek that help that they need.
I have a question for Vaughn.
Yes.
Vaughn, I was on someone live. I was going back watching somebody's playlist, and they had a live stream, and they were talking about relationship. Can a man, when a man says that I love you, but I'm not in love with you, and they were asking the question, what do you think that means? When a man tells a woman, I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Thanks, Team Gravelin.
Are you asking me what I think that means?
Mm-hmm.
I think that depends
Thanks,
on the man.
TNV Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think that depends on the man. Definitely he has lost something in terms of his feelings for her. But that's also a throwaway phrase.
Mm-hmm.
He has to explain what he means by that.
That's what I said. I said, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
But as a woman, I perceive that as he's not in love with me. But do you think there's a difference between in love and love? This lady was saying that her opinion was that you don't grow out of loving someone. You don't fall out of love.
Mm-hmm.
And I was disagreeing with her on that one.
That you don't grow out of love.
Like you say, I don't love you anymore. You love someone, then now you don't love them anymore. I'm not in love with you. She said that you don't grow out of love with anyone.
Yeah. I think what some people mean when they say that is, it's because we've been together for so long, because, we've been through all of this stuff. I got love for you. Like people like to say, I got love for you. But that emotional, my heart ain't going pity pat no more for you. I'm not getting excited and getting all tingly when I think about you. But I still love you because you're important to me, basically.
Right.
It's all. I think that's what some people mean when they say that. But any guy that opens his mouth and says that to his wife, he needs to explain to her what he means by that.
Right. I just think there's, romantic type love component of that. That's a God paid love, and that's a brother and sisterly type of love. So I think you have to nurture in a relationship. If you don't nurture a relationship as lovers, you potentially can fall out of love. There is a difference to me. That I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Right. I heard you say, I don't think the man wants you anymore when he tell you that I'm not in love with you.
Let me see. Rome's eating and conversation. She says, I think that you can grow out of love with someone. You can love someone and not be in love with them on that level anymore.
That's what I believe. Okay. I agree with Rome's eating and conversation. Because, like if you have someone that you love in the past or ex or friend or whatever, you may love them as a brother, but you're not in love with them. That romantic feeling is gone. You have to nurture it. That's what I was talking about couples. Statistics show that a lot of people get divorced. The highest divorce rate of people, a lot of times, empty nesters, because what they did was over the years, they actually stopped being lovers and became co-parents. And, take care of the home and the debt and getting the kids through college. And they didn't take time to nurture that relationship. So once the children were gone and they were not empty nesters, they looked over each other and said, I don't like her. I don't like him. So now they're stuck. They need to come to people like me and get some training and learn to grow back or get some skills and how to become lovers again, because you had this being parents in common. And that happens a lot. You have to nurture a relationship. That's why there's such thing as my son said, Mom, you told me something years ago. You said, Mom, there's 4 weeks. You said 4 weekends in a month. There's a weekend for me with the guys if I choose. There's a weekend for her with her girls. There's a weekend as a family. And then there's a weekend as a date time. So he adopted that. He said their marriage is a lot better since they did that. So I think you have to take time for each other.
So Vaughn's wife says, I think you have to work at staying in love romantically, and you can fall in love again if you're willing to do the work.
That's what I
agree. I agree. That's right. I agree with Tanya. I believe that, if you can actually just really take time to put effort into really changing your relationship or your marriage, that it can be built back up to where it was before.
It
I
sure
believe,
can.
I believe
I
that.
agree.
I
I
believe
agree.
that.
And that goes along with, what we were talking about earlier, Phyllis, of, folks focusing on how many years they've been married. It can be real easy to just fall into the habit of
That's right.
taking care of the household, paying the bills, taking care of the kids, I'm dealing with my parents, you dealing with your parents, we hanging with our family, and but we forgot about each other.
That's right.
Mhm.
We're not just managing a household here. We fell in love, and we need to keep that spark going, keep that
Because
flame
once
going,
those
and that takes work.
That's right. Once those children are gone, it's just you and him. Like now, it's me and my husband. Well, I still work, but he's retired. He's a little older than me. So we enjoy each other now. We enjoy each other's company. We do things. We laugh together. We just talk, trash each other, and we just have a good time. And I think a lot of couples have lost that innocence of boy, girl, I love you. And my husband and I, we put music on, we go downstairs to his man cave, and he get a glass of wine, or get, whatever, and we just old school, and we just have a good time. Now tomorrow we may have a knockout drag out about something. It's not serious, but it's different. It didn't last long, because I read this book years ago. It's called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, because in the end it's all small stuff. And I try to teach women, stop sweating the small stuff. And this lady's all bent out of shape. He just don't do this. He doesn't clean up. I asked him to do this. It took me long. I said, listen. What are you asking your husband to do? What do you want? Let's talk about this. Well, if he would just only clean up the room, and she would argue. I said, what room? She said, on his side of the bed is all junky, and I don't like it like that. I said, listen, is that worth it? Pick your battles. I said, if you look for something, you're going to find something. But they're having a knockout, drag out argument because he does not keep his side of the bed clean.
So your mom says the romance is important. It keeps the heart fine-tuned. And then Queen Shantir said, I'm finally back. She said, but Rod is still listening while riding. We are just laughing because subject each one of you are speaking on, we discuss all the time.
It's just
That's
simple.
interesting. They say they're always talking about the same stuff we're talking about right now.
You know how couples argue in the car. Now, I'm sure you've seen this. I think everybody have done this. Where the husband's driving, the lady's sitting over here, or vice versa. The one that's not driving is talking, telling the other person, why don't you go this way? Why don't you do this? Da, 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 da. So my husband and I, we had this rule 22 years. This is not my first rodeo. So I said, listen, can we agree on something? He said, what? Whoever's driving, the other person, zip it.
Wow.
So he said, okay. So one time, now, if I dish out this, I got to live it by myself, okay? He was driving. I can't stand the way he drives. I had to just turn my head, look out the window, because I had to follow my own rule. Now, one time, I keep it real. We're driving down the street. My husband said, why do you always go this way? You know, he's nagging now. You know, the distance between a straight line. You going left, you going, why don't you go 285? So I said, listen, I just said one word. You know what I did? I pulled over and I got out the car. He said, where you going? I said, apparently you can do better. So don't take the wheel.
I heard, wow. So
So I said, I'm not gonna argue with you. He said, okay, I'm sorry. So if you don't like the way I drive, you are welcome to drive. But why are we gonna argue about this? I don't like. Now, women hate me when I said this. Men cannot stand us nagging. A man tell me if I'm wrong, these are men on this panel, that I think most men prefer that you state what it is, be clear what you expect of him or you want from him, and leave him alone. Now, he may not do it right then. He may come back later. I don't nag my husband about stuff. I really don't. If I ask him to do something downstairs, it may take 3 days. He eventually get to it. But if I keep nagging him, he's going to be more determined not to do it. So I think we have to learn how not to push their buttons, or they push our buttons.
Okay. Wow. This has been a lot. Again, I appreciate TMV Nation, Vaughn. I appreciate Miss Phyllis Brown. I appreciate the both of you coming on here, taking your time out to actually address, as you did, Vaughn, the men's mental health issue in Black America, and you adding to that discussion with the marriage and relationships of us as African American people. So I agree. I appreciate both of you, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
Thanks for the invitation, man. We've been
Thank
glad to do
you.
this.
I enjoyed you all so much.
This is something that it can always be a discussion that needs to happen. So yeah, so I appreciate both of you coming on, and like I said, taking the time out to actually address those different situations. And all of all the people on here also have appreciate as well, as I keep reading all the comments. So, but yeah, great job, Vaughn. Great job, Miss Brown. Thank you very much for reaching out, Vaughn. And we, like I said, we've had conversations leading up to this, so this was great. This was needed, and
yeah, it's definitely needed.
yeah. So we will definitely, we'll see you out there in the YouTube streets, as they say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Vaughn, do you have a channel? TV?
TMV Nation.
TMV. Okay. I'll come over and check you out.
Yeah. Y'all check
I just YouTube is just what I do for fun. I have a business, but I don't, because of the nature of my business, I don't do a lot of that because it's so much confidential stuff. So I just take YouTube channel. Just been doing it for years, just fun. So
right. All right. Well, yeah, like I said, appreciate you. Appreciate you, both of you, and y'all have a good evening.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Be blessed. All right. Bye-bye. All right. So that's gonna be the end of that. Thank you very much for everyone joining us. Thank you for everyone coming. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the shares. Thank you for all of the love and support that everyone on this channel has displayed to us. And we're going to go ahead and be out. So this is Alex, one half of Social Couplepreneur. And I'm going to say peace. Be blessed. Take care. All right. Thanks, Trey and Nene. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you.